Hey, what's going on, guys? Gdoggcasey here with my buddy Matt, bringing you some more StarCraft 2 action from the Chobo Team League. This is a Week 6 matchup between Team All Inspiration and Team Unrivaled. And I'll start off by introducing first the player in the top left corner of King Sejong Station, the Blue Zerg, PSosa.
And in the bottom right-hand corner, we have our pink Terran player for Team Unrivaled, SadBoys. So I'm kind of hoping it's a sad game for him because PSosa is one of our better players, and I like watching Allin win.
Yeah, definitely. We are a little bit biased, but obviously, we try to keep the actual commentary as unbiased as possible. But both of us being from Team All Inspiration, obviously we want to see some wins here. But I won't shy away from talking about very good play from an opponent or anything like that. If they play well, I'll definitely say that they played well.
And I won't, because if All Inspiration wins, it was on pure talent, and if any other team wins, it was cheese.
That 3-base death ball cheese.
Yeah, and then re-macro up after a big fight. It was the cheesiest thing I've ever seen. Just because he had like one DT in the mix, or one Viper, or one Swarm Host, it ruins the game.
Yeah. Okay, so PSosa from Team All-In, he's definitely, probably I would say he's definitely our best Zerg player. I was going to say our best player, but we do have another player who I think is a little bit better in the CTL at least, but that's besides the point. As far as Zerg's player go, PSosa is very good, and these replays are awesome for me to watch because I can learn from him and see what he does here. So in his ZVT, I'm interested to see what his style really is, because if I remember correctly, the last time we casted the ZVT with PSosa, he went up against Metalcore, which was Metalcore is just like a pure mecher. He just went mech all the way, and PSosa kind of had his number there and was able to take him out. So let's see what SadBoys does here, because he definitely has some replays. He could have scouted for PSosa to try to figure out his play style.
Yeah, so in the game, as it stands here, we had PSosa going pool first, and we have Reaper coming out very shortly for SadBoys. So pretty standard for both players as it stands. 4 Zerglings are going to come out and defend this Reaper that is on his way across the map.
Yeah, and that Queen is probably going to pop as well before the Reaper even gets there. So PSosa wants to be careful with these Lings, though, because with proper micro, that Reaper can actually just take out all 4 of them. It looks like he's going to go the roundabout way, actually. He's just going to avoid the Reaper altogether. And he's going to let his Queen take care of that bad boy over here. Meanwhile, the Lings are streaming across the map. They'll be able to get a little bit of scouting. In SadBoys' base, we see the quick factory going down and the command center to follow it up. Actually, that command center was started first and then the factory. So that's that.
Good unit micro there by PSosa, allowed the Reaper not to get any kills whatsoever.
Yeah, generally, this Reaper is really only here for some scouting purposes. He took a bad path there, running right by the Queen, but now the Queen is a little bit out of position, and that drone could go down. That's one drone down, but the second Queen pops at a clutch moment here, and that Reaper is going to escape with his life, but I think his time in the base is finished.
Yeah, and those Lings putting some pressure on the supply depot to no avail, because there weren't enough of them, and that is a solid wall by our Terran player. But he did get the scout off that the factory was done. Yeah, I don't believe he saw the starport though.
Let's take a look at his vision. No, he didn't see that yet. Actually, that's a good point, because he probably would have seen it, but I guess the starport went down a little late. He did see that reactor though, so he can expect Hellions to be making their way out here, and there are indeed 2 on the way. So we'll see if he wants to go with Ling speed or with roaches here. He does have 2 gas geysers working at the moment. So we'll see what he wants to spend his gas on here.
Yeah, nothing really much coming out from either player right now. These Hellions are going to be a bit of a pain, but 2 spine crawlers. Sorry, I am off of my game. We have 1 spine crawler, a roach warren, and an evo chamber being dropped by PSosa in response to probably knowing that the roach warren is coming and get a finish off this wall.
Yeah, he does know that the Hellions are on the way. So the roach warren is definitely like the go-to with that spine. The wall off here is very good, so those Hellions won't be entering the base at all. And he is going up to lair tech now, so it looks like he's going to be going with like a roach speed +1 attack type of push here, and we'll see if that will do the job for him.
Looking at the supply, just a slight edge for our Terran player as it stands, but we have a sizable force moving out right now with, what is that, 5 Hellions, a full medevac, and a Reaper in tow.
Yeah, this
Almost
is actually...
yeah.
There aren't any roaches on the way. There was 6 drones just made here, so this push is going to be very scary. The Hellions won't really be able to do much, but what's going to hurt is this drop coming in from behind here. It might actually pull that queen out of position, too. Marines being dropped here. All of them dropped into the natural here. That spine crawler is going to work, and it looks like the Hellions are going to squeak in here.
Now, are there any roaches in production? Yeah, 7 roaches in production. They're about to pop. Let's see if he's going to be able to get back and defend in time.
It looks like he will. Once these roaches all pop from the natural as well, with the queen's help, they will be able to sort of force this this push back, I think. Although at the moment, Hellions Marines are still firing away at the hatchery here. Although the roaches are all popping now, so there goes the medevac. He might actually just move right into the main and drop in there instead. It's going to be kind of tough. There's not really a lot of roaches here.
Yeah. Oh, and looking at the units lost tab, we have 22 units lost by the Zerg player right now. And look at that.
Oh, the drones
nice
are lining up. Oh my god, okay, that was quite a few drones going down. 25 drones being killed in that initial harassment, and that's all that really was harassment. And PSosa finds himself very far behind in the worker count, 32 STVs to 18, and the medevac makes it out with his life. The rest of the units did die, but PSosa now has to focus on droning up his natural again, but it looks like while he's doing that, he's going to move out with these roaches and see what kind of damage he can get done at the base of SadBoys here, and there doesn't seem to be a lot of units here, although there is a siege tank and a bunker that's half full. So we'll see if these roaches can get any damage done. But with that siege tank in position, I'm not too sure, especially with that second one now in position on the ramp at the natural.
Only 8 roaches and the pulling of SCVs to repair. I don't know.
No, he knows right away. He already lost a few roaches. He is supply blocked, actually, so... this Viking just sitting outside the natural of PSosa has been firing away at Overlords. It's got 3 kills already. So that's incredibly annoying because not only does PSosa have to re-drone up, but he also has to keep remaking these Overlords as well. And the income situation for him is just really not looking too good right now.
Yeah, and just looking at the units, due to him having to remake drones and remake Overlords, he only has 6 roaches as it stands. That's it. And although... the force of SadBoys is quite a bit larger. It's not as big as you would think it was with the lead that he has.
Yeah, it looks like he's actually just going to focus on getting a bigger lead here. He did drop that 3rd command center. He's just going to fully saturate his mat. His main base only has 6 SCVs working at the moment, but he is using them to build other production facilities, so it looks like that's the only reason why that's happening. He's definitely far ahead, and as soon as he moves out to take his 3rd, that's going to increase his lead even further.
Now let's see what PSosa could do in response to this. He did drop his 3rd. In the productions tab, we have a Spire almost completed and Zergling melee attacks being researched and a Baneling nest. So his response is probably going to be Hydras and some Banelings along with its Lings.
Yeah, but he doesn't have link speed. Okay, he just started that production right now. So yeah, he wants to switch it up, to switch to Ling, Baneling, and Mutas here. And that could be a good idea considering the tank production that we see back in the base of SadBoys. But it's going to be tough because he's so far behind economically, and there's already turrets going down for SadBoys. So those Mutas aren't really going to be as effective as he'd like them to be. Plus his gas count is just a lot lower than it should be at this time. So trying to make Banelings and get upgrades and make Mutas is going to be a little expensive for him to deal with right now.
Now, quite a sizable force now is moving out for SadBoys. I think he's looking to probably either end the game with this or just put himself so far ahead where the next push would win it for him. He's got several Marines, a few Marauders, siege tank, 2 medvacs. This is going to be really, really tough for PSosa to defend at only 77 supply to 120.
Yeah, definitely. And this Viking, I really like this Viking, how it's kind of patrolling the area here, trying to just it's getting a good amount of scouting in as well as forcing any overlords to
Oh,
sort
these
of,
banelings are going to get caught before they're done.
yeah, they're not finished. And there's only a handful of roaches here. There are 14 links in production. That's definitely not going to cut it. 2 mutas coming in just to their death pretty much. And SadBoys is setting himself up for a nice little siege here on the natural. And he's cutting off the reinforcements from the third as well with that tank in position. So I don't know if PSosa can actually hold this off here.
No, it doesn't happen very often, but this does look like a loss for our All Inspirations PSosa. I don't believe I've casted a game where he's lost.
I'm not sure if I have either yet, but it does look like he is breakable here. Now it's not quite finished yet, but with 4 mutas, on the way, like that's just not enough to really do much here. And meanwhile, this whole time back at home, third base is almost fully saturated for SadBoys, and he's just continuing marine production here, just to stream across the map and continue to reinforce his attack.
Yeah, he's going to lose this third very, very quickly.
One siege tank does go down, but there's a second siege tank just on the ramp here that's in a good position to hit pretty much any Zergling trying to cross over to the third. That third is definitely going down right now.
Yeah, that's sad to see. It's a sad day. But we do have some defenses in here. A couple mutas, banelings and lings. If he makes really not the greatest of connections, hit a couple marauders there.
Yeah, that was definitely a very good play here from SadBoys. Just that initial harassment was just too much for PSosa to overcome. Killing 25 workers. I mean, that's all you do as a Zerg player during the beginning of the game is create those workers so that you can sustain yourself. But once they all get murdered like that, you have so much catching up to do, and it's just really easy for the Terran player to just expand to a third and just build like 7 barracks and just continue to produce out of them, So that's what happened here.
Now, I'm not going to lie, I would, out of any player that I've watched would be able to come back from that sort of deficit. I wouldn't have been surprised if PSosa did come back, but I guess the amount of drones that he lost was insurmountable. It was just a mountain that was too difficult to climb, and SadBoys being on virtually the same level as PSosa, both I believe Diamond players, comes out with the victory. So as it stands, it's a 1-1 series tie between All Inspiration and Team Unrivaled.
Yep, definitely. So thanks very much for watching, guys. It was a good game, fun to cast, and stay tuned as we bring you the next game coming shortly.